This What If request comes from Chaos Cateriano 7 on What If Buruma, or to use the common translation of her name for the sake of the title, Bulma, got her wish for the perfect boyfriend. An interesting scenario when considering how different it would make Yamcha and Vegeta's character arcs. To set the stage, Buruma instead has Puar transform into a giant megaphone, once a hole is made in the wall of Pilaf's prison, and steals the wish by wishing for the perfect boyfriend, when seeing no other way to stop Pilaf. It's here where we can explore what that would constitute. My interpretation is that a new being would be created with Buruma's typical type as its body's base, and ensouled by a cleansed soul waiting reincarnation in the other world. They would be stronger than anyone she knows to protect her, in other words a little stronger than Muten Roshi's max power state, smart enough to be her intellectual equal, have such high levels of testosterone that she would never lose attraction to him, but be so faithful to her his only ambition would be to make her life as good as possible. He'd probably look similar to an older Barry Khan, or General Blue, but with how ludicrous this is, let's just call him Chad. He easily destroys the walls of the prison and scares Pilaf's group away before going with Buruma and Oolong to the city. Having been tossed aside from this wish, Yamcha chooses to go his own way, to prepare for the Tenkaichi Budokai. Chad doesn't enter it when it doesn't serve Buruma's interests, but he does serve a role when Goku transforms into an Ozaru, when the transformation at Pilaf's castle didn't occur. His intelligence having him deduce Goku's tail is the stimulus, and quickly cuts it off when telling Puar to transform into a pair of scissors, with the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai final being otherwise unchanged, aside from the moon remaining, until Yamcha requests to be able to be tutored by Muten Roshi, or at least train in his presence when having no other path but to hone his skills, to which Roshi accepts. The next major change occurs when Goku arrives at the western capital, with Chad assuring Buruma he will keep her safe, choosing to adventure with Goku. He destroys the pirate robot, which prevents Goku from splitting up with the group, and is not only able to shrug off Blue's psychic eyes, but make him enamored through his sheer manliness, even when a bit rugged for Blue's type. Having the general switch sides, though obviously not switch teams, and give them any information he can about the Red Ribbon Army. This doesn't play a part though when Goku deals with them by the time the Dragon Team would spring into action. The events with Baba go the same, as neither Blue nor Chad would have a reason to be at Baba's palace when the group there decide to participate. Chad marries Buruma a year before the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai. That tournament goes the same beyond Man-Wolf being replaced by Blue. Having only trained with what facilities Capsule Corporation could make at the time though, Blue is still no match for any of the others in the main tournament, aside from Banputo, with his psychokinesis no longer being strong enough to contain Jackie Chun, and he quickly loses. Soon after, Buruma tells Chad to go with Muten Roshi, Ten Shinhan, and Chaozu, with Blue following along as a result. Chad doesn't object to Roshi's approach, but once the latter's Mafuba fails, Chad is able to do little more than make Piccolo Daimao get serious, before also falling. Blue sees no reason to risk his life, with Chad now gone, and events go the same until the Dragon Team prepare for the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai. Chad sees he must get stronger to protect his wife, and Blue knows following such a path is necessary if he doesn't want to become helpless. They both go through Roshi's tutelage before venturing to be taught by Karin. Chad returns home to have Buruma upgrade the gym, whereas Blue keeps travelling the world to catch up to Kuririn, Yamcha, and Ten Shinhan. And Chaozu too, I guess. Having not witnessed the Daimao's true power though, Chad underestimates how strong he must become, and is eliminated in the preliminaries 3 years later by Piccolo, with Blue losing to Tao Pai Pai, but at least putting up a better fight than he would in another timeline. After the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, Yamcha decides to live with Tenshinhan and Chaozu, when far more focused on Shugyo in this scenario, with Blue staying at Kame House now and then, but otherwise going his own path. Trunks is born around the same time as Gohan. Chad and Blue are tutored by Kami, and their desire to catch up and become stronger has them start to bridge the gap their peers have created after a few months. When the Saiyans show up, a stronger and more serious Yamcha's Kamehameha makes his Saibai-Man opponent unable to get up. Blue's strength and psychic eyes then best his, before Vegeta gets tired of an inevitable outcome and orders the remaining three to attack at once. One manages to latch on to Chad and take both of them out in an explosion while Piccolo deals with the other two. Against Nappa, Blue and Chaozu combine their psychokinesis and are able to momentarily restrain him, but it's not enough to inflict great damage on him. Chaozu and Tenshinhan fall as normally, with Yamcha being taken out after the 3-hour break, when his Sokidan proves an annoyance to Nappa. The additional time given here causes Goku to arrive just as Gohan kicks Nappa, and the battle against Vegeta goes easier with Blue and Piccolo there to assist, with Piccolo standing after Vegeta's defeat. He doesn't listen to Goku's request and finishes Vegeta off. The trip to Namek occurs with Earth's Dragon Balls not being able to revive Chad again, with Buruma still going, even with Piccolo around to maneuver the ship, when having such a great desire to see her husband revived. Kami decides his duty to watch over Earth comes first, despite wanting to learn of his origins. Gohan still goes too when wanting to learn of the Namekians, with Blue tagging along, though arriving a little earlier when Buruma didn't need to learn Namekian. It isn't by enough to make changes to Frieza's invasion, and things go the same until rescuing Dende, with Piccolo and Blue getting their potential unlocked too, and the Dragon Team being given the Dragon Ball of Tsuno's village. The Ginyu Tokusentai soon arrive, and the addition of Zarbon and Dodoria make this a hopeless situation. Gurda is dealt with when Blue counters his paralysis of Gohan and Kuririn, but Zarbon efficiently gets rid of Kuririn and Blue after this, while Piccolo's strength increases by enough he can take down Dodoria, before Rikum keeps him in place. Gohan's rage explodes as he gets rid of Zarbon with a Masenko, and overpowers Rikum before Ginyu deems it worth stepping in, and knocking him out before questioning Piccolo on the Dragon Ball's location. Goku soon arrives, and being able to learn of the situation is more sad than angry at Kuririn's death, when still knowing that Namekian Dragon Balls could revive him. Goku knocks out Rikum, Bata and Jis, but is too merciful on Ginyu, and gives him the opportunity to use the body change. Piccolo and Gohan have achieved enough of their gradual power increase from Saichodo's unlocking to easily overpower Goku Ginyu, and Goku gets his body back, but with Piccolo not being as strong as Vegeta, Ginyu lasts just long enough for him to body change with Piccolo before wiping out his old body and Goku's, before questioning Gohan. Though Gohan's anger explodes, he cannot bring himself to harm Piccolo's body, and is disposed of when Ginyu's scouter is able to detect Buruma's small battle power further away, taking the Dragon Balls from her. Frieza is unable to make his wish, but deduces Ginyu's new body must be that of the Namekian from Earth Nappa mentioned, and goes there for the Dragon Balls after destroying Namek. Considering Piccolo Daimau's creation of his Bunshin helped his life link with Kami keep going though, the soul matters more than the body, and Ginyu's rash action and incomplete knowledge led to the Dragon Balls no longer being active when they get there, and Frieza executes Tuten Ginyu for his foolishness. He doesn't destroy Earth though, when not having his anger directed towards it, and knows there could be some great technology worth gaining if an otherwise backwater planet had such advanced space travel. All the while, Gero monitors this new threat, and changes his priorities to overthrowing Frieza, going about focusing on having himself be reconstructed to face this ruler, who could wipe out the planet if he wishes. It's in Age 767 that 19 and 20 strike back against Frieza's forces, and cause the tyrant to come deal with the problem, before becoming nothing more than an energy source for the two, and being disposed of. After taking his ship, and eventually doing the same to Cold, Gero becomes ruler of most of the universe with access to greater technology, helping aid his research, and provide enough energy sources that he no longer need fear of 17 and 18's rebellion when activating them as his servants, along with constructing new ones. He also uses his authority to bring Hedor under his wing, whose scientific expertise has him elevate the Red Ribbon Empire, while also developing his Gamma series on Earth outside of Gero's knowledge, to heroically save the universe. This comes about a few years later when Gamma 1 and 2 are complete, allowing him to overthrow Gero and have him imprisoned by the Galactic Patrol, along with helping 17 and 18 live a fulfilling life outside of Gero's influence. Trunks eventually aiding Hedor as the new head of Capsule Corporation, the Gammas serving as heroes protecting the universe from the likes of Babidi, and, including GT, the Machine Mutants in a similar manner to what I've described previously. It's through this scenario that we see the issues that would come from Buruma getting her wish, that would not only stunt her own inner growth, but Yamcha and especially Vegeta's role in driving the plot at times. Thank you for having watched through this What If. Leave a request for another What If or Dragon Ball analysis for me to cover in the comments if you'd like, and subscribe so you don't miss it. Check out this playlist of older ones, and I'll see you later.